Do you know where to find the most mouth-watering, moist, specialty cakes in South Florida?
Are you looking for an outrageous cake design? Maybe a Chanel bag, maybe a Birkin, maybe a Battleship, or even a Minion? Tune in today.
Hello and welcome to Always in Escrow with Colby Burchin and Serena Appel. Hello, Colbs.
Hi, Serena. How are you?
I am good. We are in for a real treat today. We are speaking with the founders of Bake-A-Wish by Walter. Bake-A-Wish by Walter is an over-the-top artistic cake and wedding cake company. It was founded by executive chef Walter Souza and co-founder Erica Soares. Chef Walter is well known in the Brazilian community and the Brazilian cake boss and has grown tremendously in the American community as well. You can find them at the Marriott, the Crystal Ballroom, restaurants, and even the Wyndham at Deerfield Beach. They are a wonderful, wonderful cake company, and Colby happens to be a client. Welcome to the show, Walter and Erica.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So nice to be here. I'm so glad Colby invited us. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We're very passionate to do all your cakes. Thank you so much. And nice to meet you, Serena. So happy and pretty.
Thank you. It's so wonderful to see you and talk about your art. Hi, Chef.
Yes.
Thank you.
I met them a couple of years ago because I was in the market for my kids. I like to do outrageous cakes. And our friend, Serena, you and our friend, Geraldine and Todd, they are connoisseurs of desserts. And they told me, have you had their cake yet? And I'm like, no, what's the cake all about? Well, they'll design it. They will make it for you, whatever you want. But the inside is so moist and so good that you're gonna die. So I've been with them for probably 6 years, and you name it, I send them a picture. My kids wanted a Minion this year. I got a double-sided Minion. I will show you pictures. They've done Star Wars themes for us. You name it. I want to actually make a chocolate bar. I saw them do a Twix chocolate bar cake. I want to do that. I mean, it's endless what these two can do. And I am a big, big fan, Serena.
I am so inspired. And so let's jump right into it, Colbs.
So I would say for our first question, will my cake taste as good as it looks?
Yes. We guarantee that your cake will taste like you can't. Walter's thing is your cake will be mouth-watering and tasty and delicious and moist. The combination of the fillings that we offer, like our number one seller is chocolate ganache with white ganache, and the combination of the vanilla and the chocolate cake, which is what Colby always gets, is the best. Like we sell cakes like water. That's what Walter's expression with that combination. So the taste, if the cake looks beautiful, gorgeous on the outside, and if it doesn't taste good inside, it's not happening. Not happening here at Bake-A-Wish. It's got to taste good.
That's why I was wondering, how do you get them super moist? Because that's the whole key. All these other cakes I've ever had at these birthday parties, they look great, but when I taste the inside, it's nothing like your cakes. And I try telling everyone that.
Yeah, so Walter's been having the same recipe for the cake itself, for the cake batter, for ¿cuánto tiempo su masa? Like for maybe 20 years?
Más o menos.
Yeah, about 20 years. So he had one before, but then he's like, oh, I think I need to change it. So 20 years, the same recipe.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that sounds tried and true.
We just added some fillings, different fillings here and there, but the recipe, the cake itself, yeah, for 20 years.
Diz que ao mesmo tempo que ela tem.
So and it's durable too, and it's your the stability of it for you to create like a 10-tier cake, 16-tier cake, no problem with it. So
Tem estrutura.
yeah, there's a lot of structure to it. So and It's super moist.
I love leftovers. I know I love leftovers. Melissa and I can't get enough leftovers, but we keep their cake after the kids' birthday parties. I hate to say like 2 to 3 weeks. It's still moist.
Yes, yes. And if you freeze it, yeah, you can
1 year.
actually freeze it for up to a year. We have a lot of brides that freeze their cake top for a year. And they send me photos. Hey, Erica, this is still delicious.
Perfect. Yeah.
Like perfect.
Oh, that sounds incredible. Well, I want to talk about how these cakes look so fantastic. How is it that you are able to achieve such a perfect design with the cakes that are described? So when your clients come to you, do they ask you, will my cake look exactly how I describe it?
Yes, we get a lot of that question. Yes, because Walter's constantly up for a challenge. The more challenge, the more difficult the cake is, the better it is for him. Sometimes I'm like, Walter, are you sure you can do that? He's like, Erica, don't even ask me that question. Of course I can do that, even if I have to stay day and night.
So your clients will come with a picture and then you can just recreate it off of picture?
It's real. I'm telling
Pretty
you.
much.
I
Sometimes they
text
come
them
in with a picture. We just add things to it and they're like, oh, I love this. This is super cool. And it's so realistic. What most of my clients will say, hey, Erica, when they want like an over the top cake, I want it to look as realistic as possible. I want people to say, hey, wow, this looks like a real bag. So, and then, it's and the flavor too. So that's important. Not just the look itself, but the flavor inside. Because you can't just have a cake that looks so pretty. A lot of the times people come in here for the first time like, hey, I had a cake from this other store. It looked amazing, but the flavor inside was horrible. Like, no, once you taste our cakes, you're gonna stay a client forever. So
I bet you get a lot of these questions where is it a real cake or a fake cake? Because I'm sure a lot of these companies can't do a real cake.
yes, a lot of the times we get either Instagram messages, Facebook messages, calls. Hey, I wanted a cake just like that. So how much do you rent that cake for? I'm like, that wasn't a fake cake. That's a real cake.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it was huge. I'm like, yeah. I mean, some people just want to go over their budget. They just want a glamorous big cake, just like the worship cake, the boat. They just want it like an over the top cake, So we get a lot of that question. Was that a fake cake? Do you rent it? How much do you rent it for? I'm like, no, it's a real cake. Yeah, so for the over the top cake, it takes a little bit longer because we need to make sure that it's structured correctly. So it's just like when you're building a house. If you don't make the perfect structure, it's going to fall apart. So you have to make sure that you have the correct cake board, the correct materials. You have to put ganache over before the fondant is covered. You got to put a perfect ganache over the cake, and then you do the fondant covering to make it look perfect. More realistic.
Colby's showing us a picture of a minion cake that he got for his boy's recent birthday party.
That was one side, and then the other side had the other.
Yes, it was two-sided. That was exciting. Yes. That was a big hit on our Instagram. We had so many views and so many likes over that cake.
It's a work of art.
It really is. And my question is about, for transferring these over the top, very large pieces of art, right? The cakes. How do you get it from your bakery to your clients?
A lot of sweat and we get nervous a lot. But sometimes, depending on the cake size, Walter will pretty much carry it. If it's too big, Walter will pretty much go in the back of the van and I drive. If it's like super tall, like 7 or 8 tiers cake, we pretty much mount the cake at the location. But it's a lot of hard work. It's intense. Deliveries are intense. We had clients before that did not want to pay for delivery, and they come in our shop and pick up the cake, and then 30 minutes later they say, hey, Erica, I dropped the cake. So it's intense for them, but it's more intense for us because it's our responsibility to make sure that it gets to the place, perfectly.
Right. So you highly suggest that people just take that extra fee, have it delivered by the chef himself, especially when it is many layers, right? And have you ever had a cake fall before an event?
Not fall, thank God. Not fall, but I'm always the driver and Walter's always holding the cake. We had a 3-tier wedding cake, and thank God the cake had flowers pretty much all over. And I was driving to this place that I did not see there was a little hump in the floor, and I went over a little bit too fast. And Walter pretty much, the cake went kind of like in front, and it touched the front of the car. And we had a little damage, but thank God we had our tools. So we were able to fix it and then added a little bit more flowers. And the bride was all happy. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
Right. So you always travel.
Yes, with the little luggage, little tools. Yeah, I have one. Walter has another one. Yes.
Yes.
I will never leave the shop without that.
Your cake doctors, your bakers, and your doctors.
Thank God it was only one time, because we've been doing this together as a couple for about 9 years.
9 years.
Like in our own shop. Walter worked in other cake shops before, but for 9 years just with us together. But thank God, just one little incident.
So with all the food restrictions in today's day and age, do you guys offer gluten-free, nut-free? I know there's so many allergies today. How do you handle that? Do you handle it?
Yes, so we do offer gluten-free and nut-free cakes. I have some clients that are allergic to gluten, and we do have a very good gluten-free cake. And we have some fillings as well that some people can't handle certain, like we do a lot of our fillings with condensed milk and chocolate. And some clients can't handle that. So we have a specific recipe that Walter does for people that are lactose kind of intolerant. So yes, we offer gluten-free and nut-free cakes as well.
Does it still taste as good, like as moist?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So it's not as moist as the cake, our regular recipe cake, but
Okay.
yes, it's really good. Walter came up with this recipe like about 3 years ago because we had a very special client to us that one of their family member wasn't able to eat regular cakes, and it was an 80th birthday. So Walter was like, okay, I have to come up with a recipe that I'm able to help this client. So the results was good. We got good feedbacks, and every now and then I get gluten-free requests.
Thank you so much. Thank you both for coming on. I just want to thank you for your art. And Chef, I want to thank you for, learning so much and bringing it to everybody in South Florida, learning the recipes and the art and continuing to inspire so many people. Let's share where we can find our friends.
Our website is Bake a Wish by Walter, and our Gmail, our email address is bakeawishbywalter@gmail.com. Our phone number is 954-588-6240. So we're here to make your dream cake.
Yes, please follow our friends, Walter and Erica, and their incredible cake design company. We're going to share it with everybody. And thank you for coming on. And your work is just fantastic. It's truly an art.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
We
so
appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, you guys.